We'll be starting in 60 seconds. That'll give you time to get ready and record the session if you want, and be prepared to put in your questions. I'm happy to take questions. This is a live stream, and I welcome all of you on board. We've got a lot of people that have logged in for this security session. Hello, everyone. It's my privilege to bring to you this morning the issue of Smart Suite Library security. Um, why have any kind of security? And the basic purpose, of course, is to control the access of your patrons and also control the access of them to the collection. So you might want to control your collection and access to it. Well, why would you do it? Well, let's look at the physical collection of books. You might want to restrict access of teachers' resources only to teachers. You might not want students to even know they're there, because what's the point of having them there if they can't borrow them? You might want to control the access of senior fiction just to seniors. You might want to control access of a part of a collection to a group of students who are doing mathematics for the next term on a particular topic in mathematics. Okay, so that's what security is all about. On the other hand, if you've got TV4Education, you've got a digital collection, you might have material that's only appropriate for year 12s or year 10s and above. Or you might want primary schools to only have access to certain type of videos, or you might want an individual student whose parents said they do not want them accessing digital control. So how do you control the patron and the collection, and how do they work together? And that's what we're going to be talking about. Okay, so just sit back, relax, and watch this. Of course, it's going to be videoed and it's going to be recorded. So you can ask questions on the fly. I'll be monitoring my question screen, and we can go ahead and also download this particular system later if you want to, and look at it at your own leisure. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is um, control access of patrons. Now, uh, anything that I show you today can be globally changed. So if you haven't set up access and you want to apply globally, you can. If you want to globally set access and then want to do it individually, you can. Okay, but what we're going to do here is just give you an overall picture of security. Okay, so the first place to start is the patron record. Okay, so let me just go into the menu, and you have to be signed in. So let's sign in. I'm going to sign in as myself. You have to be an administrator to be able to do anything with access. Okay, now once you're in the patron record, okay, so down here we'll go to patron and we'll bring up a patron. I'm going to go to patron management, and from patron management, I'll just bring up a patron. So let's have a look. We don't want demo. We don't want Mike. Okay, Mike Smith. Let's have a look at Mike Smith. This is Mike Smith's record. Now you can have all this information about Mike Smith. Okay, it's entirely up to you. But what we're interested in is this thing here called security. Okay, so what's the security level for Mike Smith? Now, I can say Mike can have access to anything uh, from year 10 and below. So when you're looking at a patron, it's they can access any material that's classified for year 10 and below. So if you classified material for year 3s or year 5s or year 7s or year 9s or year 10s, he'll have access. But if a catalog record was classified as a year 11, Michael will not have access to it. Okay, so that's what that security level means. How is that applied? As you can see here, okay, so let me just exit out of this particular patron and let's go back into Mike Smith. So Mike Smith, his default security is 12. So there is a default security for a person, and all the default securities are set according to their year level. So you can go into the class grade authority file and you can say, my year 10s can watch anything from year 12 and below, or my year 9s can watch anything from year 9 and below, or my teachers can watch anything from a security of 50, which is everything for teachers and below. Okay, and administrators are 999. And the reason why we do that is we want administrators to have access to everything, and they can then in turn control what teachers access or students access. So that's very, very important. So it's in the class grade. So I can individually change this particular student's security. So Mike, his parents might say, no, I don't want him watching M material. So you can say, all right, so in that case, then I'm only going to allow him to have material up to year 9. Now, when you save it, okay, that's his security year 9. However, if the authority file for class grade 10 means 12 security, what will happen? He will automatically be reverted back to security 12, even though you've set it at 9 and even though you've hit the save button. So how do you stop that from going back for this individual, this one particular individual? Okay, well, that's easy. So what you have to do is you need to go in here and look at these buttons, okay? And when you go and you look at loan limit, okay, so in the loan limit, you must say that you want to lock this particular. By default, it is no, don't lock their loan limit. And if it was not locked, then about 5-10 minutes after you've gone and changed their individual security, it'll reset back to what the group security is for year 10s. But if I say lock it, and now I say save, what it means is that it doesn't matter what changes is made to the grade level for year 10s, what security is set for them, this one will not get touched. Okay, so that's very important. That's how it's set. So how do I set it globally? Well, that's not a problem because it's set to the class grade. Let's go and have a look at the authority file. So we'll go to menu, we'll go down to configuration, and we go to the authority editor. And remember we said it's class grade. So let's have a look at the class grade authority file. And in the class grade, let's have a look at the year 10. So if I click on that pencil, okay, the year 10 by default can only watch material of year 10 and above and below. Year 10 and below. Okay. If I say no, my year 10s can watch anything from security 12 and below, then that's how you would do it. And if I save that, what will happen is everyone that's in year 10 will now be given the highest security rating, except for the one that you set up that said, do not allow them to be overwritten. Okay, so that's how that would work. Now that I've got that, let's have a look at a catalog record. So let's go to my schools collection, and we're just going to grab any catalog record by default. So yeah, the Outback. Okay, or do not say we have nothing. Let's click on that and let's edit that catalog record. Okay, do not say we have nothing. So edit. And when you do that, okay, it has a security rating. It's a security of 0. That means anyone can borrow it. But if it was a security of 10, then this goes the other way. This says that you have to be at least a year 10 student to be able to borrow it. And when you do a search, if you're a year 10 student or above, it will appear on your OPAC screen. But if you're a year 9 student, you won't even know it exists in the collection. You just will not see it. Okay. And if it was a video, and that was a video of 10, then you'll be able to see it if you're a year 10. If you were a year 9, you will not be able to see it. Okay? So the security means year 10s and above have access to this particular item. Year 9s don't. Okay, so that's what that security is. Let me set it back to 0. Okay, and that's how books work. And the same will apply to the uh, circulation as well. So if I made that a year 10 security, so you need to be year 10 and above to have access to it. Number one, it'll appear on your OPAC, or if it was a video, you could watch it. Number two, when you go to circulation and you borrow this particular item, you'll get it without an issue. But if you were a year 9, for the circulation desk, it'll pop up an error and say, this is out of their security range. Do you want to allow them access to it? And obviously, if you said yes, because you can override any of these parameters, then they will be able to get it. Okay. Okay, so now let's go back into my normal OPAC screen. And what we're going to do is we are going to load a video from TV4Education and show you how the TV4Education security works. So if I'm in TV4Education, and in TV4Education, we have videos on absolutely any topic, any subject, any TV, any Foxtel program, any curriculum outcome that you want. So you can find content here for it. Okay. Now I am looking for a specific content item, and all right, let's have a look at this 7 digital. Okay. And okay, unfortunately, that doesn't show up there. I was hoping for something that had MA on it. Okay, and for copyright reasons, I am not allowed to display the video, and I have to be very, very mindful of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and just have a look. Let's go down to one of these items. Okay, all right, so let's have a look. ABC for foreign correspondence. I'll click on that and I'm going to put it on pause because, okay, so, whoops. Uh, okay, so let's put that on pause because we don't want that to play. Now, if this video was added to the school's collection, it will have a rating. Okay, so if I go add that to the school's collection, it says this resource has been added. Okay, now when the video is added to the school's collection, it will be given an automatic rating. Now, we don't recommend that you go with that automatic rating, but it's only a guide, and it's a guide based on the broadcaster. So even though the broadcaster might say it's okay for PG, it may not be okay for PG. Okay, so if we have a look at this particular video, let me just click on that, and I need to put that on hold because of the copyright issue. Okay, okay, so this particular video, if I click the I for information and I click the edit button, okay, to bring up the catalog record, what you'll see is it says security 50, which means that it's probably MA. So which means only teachers can have access to it. Okay, yes, you can change it. You can make it or approve for year 12s and above. Or you can say, no, approve for year 10s above. You can certainly do that. And if you save it, okay, that's what it is. There's no global parameter that goes and resets it, okay? But you can go and reset anything that's MA back to 10 or 12 or whatever. But by automation, that won't happen. This is now year 10s and above can watch that, okay? So remember how it came out with 50? How does that automatic classification happen? Well, what needs to happen is you need to come down again to the configuration and again to the authority file editor. Okay. And in the authority file editor, click on the audience. Remember, we're talking about class grade for patrons. Well, for catalog items and video in particular, default video security. Okay, and it says Okay, if it's a CTC rating, then it's 50. If it's a G, it's a 0. If it's an M, it's a 9. If it's an MA, it's a 12. You can go, MA is for year 12 and M's for year 9. No, 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 no. So you can turn around and say, okay, you have to be at least year 11 to watch M material. Okay, we'll save that. All right. And MA, no, you have to be a teacher to be able to watch MA material. Okay, so now this is not changing what is already on the system. This is changing everything that you will do from this instant forward. Okay, we have global changes for you to retrospectively go and rechange what you've currently got. Okay, this is just showing you how to manage it. So if I am on TV for Education and I add an MA video, it'll automatically be teachers only. If it's an M video, automatically year 11. You go, no, 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 no. It's year 12. It's not year 11. So you can go back and you can change that. So what that means now is that year 12. Don't forget to save it. Okay. So remember, so when you change anything, you have to hit the save button to make it effective. And that's what happens. Okay. Very simple. Now, let's go back into my schools collection, and I'm a teacher and I have added this particular video. And I am doing history, and I want my students to have access to this. Okay, but I've noticed that this is now a teachers only video, security 50. Okay, so how do I make this video available to my students without violating all the rules and regulations I've got? Well, it's 50. You can't change it. Okay. And I'd caution you about getting the library to click on information, going into edit, going into the catalog record. Okay. And then changing it from a 50 to a year 10 or whatever. I'd caution you about doing that. Don't do that. So if you want to share this with your year 10s or your year 11s or your year 12s, or whoever you want, you have a share icon. So when you click that share icon, it says, who do you want to share it with? Bear in mind, it's a 50, teachers only, but I want to share it with my year 9s. Okay. And I want this to be shareable until for a week. Okay. So you can come back here and you can say on the 24th of August, make that expire, and you take this link. Okay. And you go copy. And now you can email them that link, put into a unit of work, whatever. And even though it's a 50, you need to be a year 9 to click on that link. And the link will automatically expire on that particular date. So you are 100% as a library staff administrator or a teacher, you are 100% in control on how you can distribute digital content so that you are in control without altering the default securities that have already been set up. Okay, so it's a wonderful way of doing it. And by the way, okay, every time you use a link, you can put it anywhere, any learning management system, any digital system. You can embed it in PowerPoint, you can embed it in Excel, Word document, your unit of work, wherever it happens to be. As long as it's a digital document that you're putting it in, you can put that link, and it'll be the same as if you put the link www.google.com, and when the kids clicked it, it opened up Google. That's exactly what that's going to do. The only difference being, when it tries to open it, it'll see who the student is logged in. You have to be logged in. And if the student is Janice, and Janice is in year 8, it'll say, I'm sorry, Janice, this is out of your security. But if Janice is in year 9 or 10 or 11 or 12, it'll just play it. And most importantly, will tell you who played it, when they played it, and how many times they played it. Okay, so that's the big, big thing about security. So if you need more information about security, talk to us, and we are more than happy to walk you through how to set all of this up for you. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present security, how to control